Fall can be a great time of year to take your family camping, and we're here today. We have set up one of my favorite tents, the Marmot Halo. This is the Halo 4. This is a tent that I've been personally using for several years now, and I really like a lot of the features about this tent. So we'll dive in, we'll give you a closer look at this, we'll talk about the Halo 4 and also its bigger brother, the Halo 6. So the key feature of the Halo tent, where it gets its namesake, is these kind of halo-shaped poles that run around the top end of the tent. You can see what these do here is you get this almost cube-like structure here where your walls are pretty much straight up and down. The big benefit of this comes in when you're inside of the tent. All of your walls don't slope up to a peak. It's got a much more domed, much more square shape. Helps this tent really shed wind very well. You'll see the way that the vestibule goes on, how it gives it the, no real solid flat side for the wind to butt up against, but it also just gives it an overall spaciousness on the inside of the tent that I have yet to find in any other larger four-person tent. So on the top side of the Halo, you've got this full mesh canopy, and another nice thing that you've got is you've got these pole sleeves. For the longevity of the tent, these sleeves are really key on a larger tent. They help distribute the weight of the fabric along the full length of the pole, and because they really only run along the top side of the pole, it does make it really difficult to assemble the tent. You're really talking about two main poles that go from corner to corner. It's a pretty easy setup, but these make it even nicer and keep the tent nice and taut and distribute that load over the top side of the tent. So here inside the Halo 4, you can see we've got this very spacious area here. The floor plan of the Halo 4 measures out to 8 foot by 8 foot, where the 6-person measures out to 10 foot by 10 foot. You've got a lot of room to move around, and if you're stuck in this tent on a rainy day, you don't really suffer from, like we talked about before, the walls kind of sloping in on you. You've got this nice high dome top. It's not quite stand-up height in the 4-person model. The 6-person model will get a lot of folks there where they can stand up. I think if you're just short of 6 feet, you can probably stand up in a Halo 6. So that's one of the really nice features on the inside of this tent, is just this overall space. So another great interior feature on the Halo 4 is this venting panel. I really like this. If it's warm or muggy, you can open this up. Helps bring some of the air that's moving at ground level and across the tent. You've got all this mesh canopy up top to help vent the warm air out. But when you've got that full coverage fly on, this brings in some of the air that's lower. If it's a chillier night, don't want that air movement, it's as easy as undoing this toggle and close it right off. Then you've got a full side of the tent. It stops that air from moving and just gives you some real versatility. In all of the corners of the Halo, you've got these pockets and also a stash pocket here. This is where you can tuck the door in when the door is rolled up. Completely symmetrical tent, so you've got doors on both sides. Top kind of shelf pocket here, great little place to tuck your wallet, keys, anything like that at night. And you've also got up top here in the canopy some loops where you can attach a gear loft. So the fly on the Halo 4 is a full coverage fly, comes all the way down to the ground on all 4 sides of the tent. What that does is that's really nice for channeling rainwater away from the tent. They also have some integrated vents here. There's a small little Delrin rod that's enclosed in the fly, so you can snug that away and keep the vent down flat, or pop out the Velcro and that rod attaches. Gives you some nice ventilation up in the top side of the fly in case it's a little bit warm out. The design on the Halo 4 is completely symmetrical. There really is no defined front or back to this tent, which is great because you've got these 2 nice generous vestibules that are created, kind of the dead space between the tent body and the tent fly. You pop this off. Now you've got a nice little covered area on the front side of the tent. Great place to stash your packs, maybe some muddy shoes or boots. This rolls all the water away from the tent in rain. You can roll it up and stash it away. Marmot has included a number of reflective points on the fly. You can see the M logo here. Also on the other side of the tent, here we've got the main Marmot logo. They really pop out when you hit them with a headlight or a flashlight at night. Also the stake out points and guy out points on the side of the tent are reflective as well. So we've given you a pretty comprehensive look at the Halo tents here. Again, this is the Halo 4, but it is available in the larger Halo 6 size. The design features, really the tent is exactly the same, just on a larger scale. This one again has an 8x8 footprint. The Halo 6 has a 10x10 footprint, and your height increases because of that. Still a symmetrical design, 2 doors, 2 vestibules, and just an absolutely excellent family shelter for when you want to get everybody in the family out for some camping.